Hey everyone, Rick from Rick's RC and More. As you can see, I have a box. I just opened the top. This is something I ordered from RC Mart for the Grand Hauler. This is a aluminum windshield visor. I have the aluminum front bumper that I made and the headlight buckets. So the aluminum rims. So I figured I'll slowly upgrade. So I got this aluminum visor from Lesu. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm gonna put this on and continue slowly upgrading it. Anybody who has these trucks. There's quite the investment with them, particularly if you want to go with the MFCs with them. They're almost as much as the kit for the truck alone, plus trailers and stuff like that. So very well packaged. As you've seen there, it was wrapped up in bubble wrap. Has some big airbags in the box. So RC Mart, even with the shipping, the prices there, you can't really compete with it. So that's what I kind of started doing. Just you're looking at a little bit of a wait, usually like 3 weeks, maybe a little bit longer depending on how things are going, but worthwhile for the price. I think this shipped was like around the $40 mark from Hong Kong all the way here to Canada. So that's pretty good because I did go on Amazon. Didn't really have any of these type things. To buy these through a hobby shop, you're definitely you're probably going to be over $50. So save yourself $10 and just for a little bit of a wait. And also any hobby shop that would be selling anything like this, I'm either ordering and having it shipped anyway. Or I'm driving 45 minutes to an hour to a hobby shop that would carry something like that, so it's just easier to do it this way. So I'll start installing that. I got to take the body off the truck. These things don't come with instructions. Lots of tiny little bolts and nuts there. I believe they go in the holes along there. And there's some mounting brackets as well. So it's just kind of a figure it out on your own how to mount it on there. Okay, so I've got this laid out. So it comes with 4 of these little brackets, and they all have to be bolted on onto these holes, all 4 of them. And then your side, literally just put screws in to hold it in place. So you'll have some screws, have to put some screws into your roof and into the side of your cab. That's I'm guessing these tiny little guys. Might want to pre-drill some holes if you have a bit small enough. And then here's your hardware to tighten those brackets onto the visor itself. I'm just gonna go with this towel down just so I can hopefully not lose any of this, because this is really tiny little hardware. It's a Phillips head on there. I do have some little precision screwdrivers. Might have to be even smaller than that. That's the smallest I have. Actually, I have, I believe, I think it came with the Grand Hauler kit. this tiny little guy. So let's see. Yeah, that will engage. The little nuts, probably just gonna have to hold on to them with some tiny little needle nose. And the brackets we're mounting, you have 2 left, 2 right. I'll definitely skip over putting all this hardware in, because that's going to be really boring for you guys and probably a little frustrating for me. So we'll see you here soon. All right, so I've got one tightened up, and I got 2 of the bolts loose in one. This is a challenge, and you really need to be careful you don't lose these, because I'm not sure if they give you extra or not. I found the best way is to try to get it in there as best you can with your fingers, and just try to get the nut to sit on top, and then kind of spin it and get the thread started, which is definitely a challenge. These tiny little nuts. I've tried tweezers here. You can get the nut, and then you hit something and it bumps off. Very very frustrating. If you get frustrated easily, I probably would not recommend this upgrade. It is cool. It's going to look cool. It's a really thin aluminum, so you got to be careful you don't bend it as well, or the brackets. But yeah, I actually got that one on. As far as tightening it down, I just get some small needle nose on the nut if you can hold it, and then finish tightening with the screwdriver. Yeah, you really need a small-headed screwdriver for this as well. Like I said, I think this one came with the kit. I'm not sure, because I did buy this this kit used. It was built by somebody else, and then I basically had to rebuild it. If you see my other videos, yeah, this is kind of where the frustration comes in. Let me, if I just hold the nut and get a little more snug. I probably should be using Loctite on these, because there is vibration with the vibration motor. Maybe I'll dab a little on the outside of the threads and see if it'll sink in. You probably really don't want these coming loose, but you can't really get a lot of torque on them to tighten them, which is, again, probably like Loctite would be best. But I think I've seen where guys have put like a daub of wax or something on these as well. Even just holding that with your finger might even actually get it tight enough. Doesn't look like the nut spins. Snugging these up, just, yeah, you're gonna get fingerprints all over it too, and have to clean it afterwards. So we're getting there. We got 2 out of 4. I'm gonna continue on. From a distance, it looks cool with the hardware in there, because it just kind of looks like bumps, not little wee tiny Phillips heads. I'll finish that part up, and we'll see about mounting it on the truck. Okay, so all that tiny little hardware is in. I'll definitely have to polish this thing up. It does come with extra. Looks like mine came with 6 extra screws and 5 extra little nuts. Be better if that was an even number too, but it does come with extras, so that's good, because that is really hard on the eyes. And I mean, if you have small fingers, you might not have as much of an issue as I did, definitely hold on to that. It's just little kind of self-tapping screws for the plastic. They're so tiny. I would like to be able to pre-drill the holes. I'll have to see how small the bit I got for that. So we'll see about getting this thing mounted on the truck. So this is the plastic visor that just glues on. And this is going to be the new visor. Now, two of those holes do go right underneath where the horns are. So those brackets, I don't know if I'm going to bother putting screws in those ones. I think I'm just going to mount these two here and just kind of leave them, because you're not even going to be able to tell there's not screws in those. And like one screw in each side and two in there, that should be more than enough to hold that visor on. You got to flex her in a little bit to get to conform the shape of your cab. But yeah, I think that's going to look pretty slick. So I'm going to see what I have for drill bits and maybe try to pre-drill some of those holes, because starting those little wee screws in, into that plastic, I think you're going to have a tough time. All right, so kind of a little bit of a further frustration with these is the screws to put it in the cab. The smallest drill bit I have is a 1/16, and that is even too big. So I kind of lined everything up, and what my solution for this is I took this little screwdriver that came with the kit and put it in the chuck of my drill. And I kind of get the screw in the little bracket hole where I want it. And then try to steady this as easy as possible. You get enough speed going steady enough, it will go into the plastic and thread its own holes. I've got 3 in. I've got the 2 corners and this one in. I'm going to attempt another one here. Oop. The other option would be go with bigger hardware. The only problem is it's got to fit through those holes as well, which is a challenge. Yeah, even getting these tiny little screws even on this driver bit and kind of in place where you want without dropping them, it is definitely a little frustrating. I'll try a different approach here, see if I can get it. Now that I'm doing this on video, it's probably not going to work. Yeah, just a little bit of frustration there. I wonder if I could tape that visor back just to kind of hold that one bracket down where I want it. Oh, there comes my roof up and one of my bulbs out. Something else I'm going to have to address. All right, let's go back to what we were doing here. So over here, a little bit more. Yeah, that's just not gonna. That's not gonna help it. Let's scrap that idea. But you kind of get my drift here. I might have to edit this. It might take a lot longer, but I'm not putting that one in the corner there. I don't think so. Well, yeah, I've got that one in. I just got to work on the others. I was kind of hoping this would work for me on camera, and I could kind of show everybody how I've done this with these tiny little screws, but It's just whether or not it's going to cooperate. Yeah, don't really see this cooperating too much. Like I said, patience. If you don't have a lot of patience, probably don't do this. Knows where that one went. It's good that it comes with lots of these extra screws too, because yeah, you slip like that, you honestly don't know where it's gone. You know, ideally I should have a magnetized mat and the whole 9 yards, but I don't, so here we are. And that one finally went in. So yeah, that's how I'm getting away with this. But if you, I don't know, maybe if you can order a bit, or maybe some hobby people have smaller than a 1/16 bit, you could pre-drill the holes. So I'm probably gonna, this horn here, the end come off, so I might remove that horn and do that other bracket as well, just make sure it is on there. Well, I'll see you when I'm finished up. All right, by some miracle, we finished up. We've got ones in the corners and the two in the roof. Don't mind the dust on it. I got plastic over it, but I haven't done a really good clean on the truck. So I got to add my horns back on there. Got to fix my mirrors and stuff like that. But there you go. There's the visor on the truck. It's dirty. I'm gonna have to polish that up. But I think it looks good. Definitely a large improvement over the plastic one that comes with these trucks. Now I just got to re-glue some things, and I did that without taking the cab off. It probably would be better to take the cab off. I just didn't particularly want to be bothered myself. That's up to you doing that. But like I say, if you don't have patience, then you definitely don't want to go with that, because that's really time consuming. I'm probably 2 hours on this just because of the tiny little hardware, and then trying to figure out how to get these into the cab. If you go with bigger hardware, you have to drill these holes bigger, and like it's such a thin, small aluminum. I don't think you're going to be able to, personally, I don't think you'd be able to drill through those without it all just bending up on you. So my suggestion would be kind of do what I did. If you can really steady it, and the quicker you kind of get it up to speed, the quicker that screw will go in and then bite. But once it bites and starts to go in, you just got to remember to slow right down, let off the trigger, whichever, or there's chances you could just strip the plastic right out where that goes, which it wouldn't be good. So yeah, this is the little screwdriver that came with the kit. I just put it in the chuck. If you have a small precision like this, I don't know, it might take cutting that off and put it in a drill chuck or something, but we got creative, we got it done. So another little upgrade on the Grand Hauler. I want to look at maybe getting some aluminum tanks or something for it down the road. But that's all for now. Everybody, get out and enjoy your RCs.